Question I think people shouldn't ask anymore is, when are you having kids? Or I just think that's so crazy. I know women, we get that a lot, especially once we hit our late 20s and early 30s and mid 30s. It's like, are you going to have a kid? Do you think you want to have kids? Like, are you going to, that. And the other thing, I'm trying to think, what else am I asked now? Oh, do you have a partner? Are you seeing anyone? Do you think you're going to get married? I just think these are questions that people should stop asking. There's so many. I mean, these are heavy loaded questions, especially the child one. Are you going to have kids? Do you want to have kids? That should not be something you ask people for multiple reasons. That could be highly offensive to some people. It could be triggering for some people. But overall, there's so much that comes with having a child. And there's so much that comes along with children being a regular question is crazy to me. And the other one being, are you gonna get married? Like, are you dating? Like, why don't you have a boyfriend, or why don't you have a partner? Why are you all up in my business? But here's the deal. Ultimately, I usually have a long answer for that, because I'm one of those people who's like, let's shut it down with the truth. But at the same time, it's usually in quick, moments where people are like, so when are you getting married, or when are you gonna have a kid? And I so badly want to say, when I come across someone who's mentally and emotionally mature, when I come across someone who is in alignment with me frequency wise and spiritually, oh, and when will I have children? When I can financially support them and myself without a partner, just in case. Or when I feel like I'm in an emotional and mental, maturity and stability where I can teach them, and not feel like I'm struggling to, work in and struggling to give them time and energy, where I feel like I'm in a good place where I can dedicate myself to them. There's so many answers I have to these questions that people ask, and I've heard these same questions be asked to other women, that are in my age group. And I just think that's something that we should back off of. Asking is, when are you going to have kids? Do you want to have kids? When are you getting married? Do you want to get married? And when do you have, like, where's your boyfriend? Why don't you have a boyfriend? Why do we have to, do you not have better things to talk about than just having a partner and procreating? Like, there's so much more to talk about in this world. I would prefer someone asking me, so have you traveled? Where do you want to travel to? Have you heard about this museum? You should go see this museum. Or have you heard about this author? You should read their books, they're really good. Da, da, da. What are you interested in? I prefer that. I only know one elder. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I only know one elder who has kind of basically instilled in me to travel. She didn't care about, she's asked me, like, are you seeing someone? But she was very big on me traveling and learning about different cultures and the arts and creativity, and shout out to her. Shout out to Miss Agnes. Love her dearly. She was very big on me learning about those things and expanding in that way. And I just feel like our elders, especially the women elders, those female elders who have gone through rocky marriages and relationships and hardship and, being single moms, you should be, putting, the younger women up on game and telling them to do the things that you wish you could have done. But I see those same, and I hear and see those same questions being asked all the time. And like I said, it could be triggering for some, because you don't know what women are dealing with health wise. You don't know, or what type of abuse they could have went through that may make them not want to have kids, or may make them not want to be in a partnership. You don't know if women have been divorced. You don't know if they've tried to have kids and it didn't work out, or if they can't have children. So there's just certain questions I feel like moving forward we shouldn't ask people, because it's sensitive, and women already feel that pressure from society that they should be having kids at a certain time frame because of a clock that's ticking, or that they should be in a marriage or seeing someone. It's crazy that you become, I know for me, I've had this conversation with one other person, and she's also spiritualist, but it's like how you become like this black sheep or this oddball because people aren't used to seeing your relationship, or they're not used to seeing you talk about things like that. It's just, that's sacred to me, you know what I mean? So it it's trippy how society doesn't realize, like, we don't realize that we kind of pressure um other people into doing things because we think that's just a normal question, or we think that that's something that should normally be happening, but that's not the case. Like, I feel like there needs to be more focus on exploration and travel, and gaining more knowledge, and having more girlfriends, having more fun, for women, like having friends instead of always asking who are you dating or when are you going to get a boyfriend. How about you start asking about their friendships? Do you have good friends? These things. There's so much more to life than marriage and boyfriends or girlfriends. Like romantic girlfriends too, because it isn't just about men, but it's so much more to life than romantic partnerships and children. So much more to life than being someone's wife and being someone's mother. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that. That's a blessing as well. I'm sure it is. But there's so much more to a woman's life than being a giver, a nurturer. There's so much more to her own identity. And I feel like that needs to be focused on. That's just my opinion. Let me know if you agree down below, or DM me.